What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. And break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward, as we have important data coming out for tomorrow, which includes the PPI report, not to mention Jerome Powell's speech, and also what's going on with the overall market, as we have a lot of big moves being made. But before I break the details information, before I talk about some very bullish news that came out for NIO, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're guaranteed 7 free stocks. The offer ends in just about 2 weeks. Anyways, for NIO, we're trying to push up right now, hitting this 5.5 resistance. If we break this, look for 5.66 as our next target, then 5.8. In my video from yesterday, I said that NIO may dip down to about $5 and try to bounce, or we could actually drop all the way down to like 4.8 and then get the bounce. Instead, it held above its 200 EMA, now it's trying to rebound. So overall, the chart is showing some life, and there is more potential for upside. So I'm going to break down more information about the markets and talk about how this could end up leading to volatility and what else you should be watching for. So as a reminder, tomorrow is going to be Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. At 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, an hour before the market opens, we have PPI coming out month over month and core PPI, and that's going to be very important. So this is coming out before the market opens. We want PPI to be around, at least for all items, at 2.2%. This is a slight increase relative to what we saw before at 2.1%. And then also, for core PPI, we want this to be around 2.4% as well, aligned with expectations. So expecting the month-over-month change to be 0.2% and the consensus to be very close to expectations. So we'll see what happens with PPI. This is a leading indicator for CPI and it may cause some volatility. Then after that, we have Cook from the Fed giving a speech and Jerome Powell giving a speech at 10 o'clock a.m. He'll be talking a lot about how all these pieces of data are going to affect not only the markets, but the Fed's policies moving forward. And he'll be giving us more and more information about what the Fed is projecting. So we'll see what Jerome Powell says. For PPI, as you guys know, this is heavily dictated by other pieces of data. We're waiting to see what ends up being announced. I have the chart right over here. You can see what's happening with the month over month change. This is the 1 month percentage change. There's nothing too crazy that's been going on, at least thus far. So we'll be watching to see if there are any changes as well for this and if we get any new changes to commodities. So I'll be very, very patient as well. As far as NIO goes, excuse me, even though we have PPI coming out on Jerome Powell's speech, NIO has something else that's very important. NIO's founder, chairman, and CEO, William Lee Bin, has been named the EV Person of the Year in the 2024 TopGear.com Electric Awards. That's great news for him after his contributions, at least to NIO and the work that he has done. So huge congratulations to him. And then there's also news coming out that Onvo has prioritized low energy consumption, at least for its first day, according to the sub chief. And they've already launched their app, at least for now. So that's actually going to be very useful. So we have the official launch for May 15th. As we're approaching this date, the NIO share price is kind of like pushing. We're also seeing other stocks following the trend, and we're seeing some big improvements here and there. On top of this, we also have volume at about 76 million, well above average. We're seeing more buyers stepping in. Not to mention the overall momentum is shifting. We have McGuire reiterating a neutral rating. The price-risk ratio is also kind of increasing a little bit as NIO is gaining some strength. And in terms of seasonality, Tuesdays tend to be strong days about 55% of the time, so it's actually some good odds for NIO. So the question is, what do I see for the share price moving forward? Well, we did dip to my target. I said we might be hitting $5 and then bounce, or we could go down to about 4.8 and then bounce. That's what I said in my video from yesterday. We did bounce off 5. We were actually right over here just before. And now that this thing is trying to rebound, I think that NIO has potential to go even higher because we're about to get a bullish cross in our PPO. We're going to be looking for a push for about this 5.66 area. And then eventually 5.8 is going to be our next target. So I think that NIO is going to try to push up higher to at least 5.66. We're going to be looking for a nice breakout from here. And there is a lot more upside potential. Now for SPY is in a different position right now. It's looking a little bit weaker on the 4-hour, but it also depends on PPI. So we will see what happens with PPI. Will PPI cause SPY to lose 520? If that's the case, we're going to be dipping to at least 518. Or will we get a big breakout? If we break 522.6, we're going to easily go up to about 523.8 to 523.5, that range up here. So I'll be watching to see how that ends up moving. I'll actually double check this and kind of fix this. But we'll be watching just to see how it ends up reacting to this resistance. That's going to be very, very pivotal for the way we end up moving. And we'll see how things go. This is going to be the next resistance zone, at least above where we currently are. SPY is kind of showing some weakness right now, but nothing is officially confirmed until we get more data. So we'll just have to wait and see what the move is after PPI comes out. That's what I'm waiting for. Overall, the chart is showing a little bit of weakness as we have tight resistance, but I'm going to be very patient, at least on this one. For the triple Q, it's also turning on the 4-hour time frame, but it's still range bound. If we lose 442 or just under that, we're going to be dipping all the way down to our 20 EMA at 440, followed by 437. If we break past 444, we're going to be looking for a push all the way up towards 445.63 and eventually 447. We're still stuck within this range, so we'll see what happens. But overall, the QQQ is slowing down in terms of momentum, so we'll just give it some time and see how things go. On top of all of this, we also have the one and only Nvda. Nvidia is also completely range bound right now. We have resistance at 908. We have support at 892. We've been stuck in this range for quite some time, but we are forming a nice accumulation here. So this could actually lead to upside. There is potential for upside in this chart, in my opinion. So we watch to see if we get a move to the upside or not. That's going to be very key for the way we end up moving. For something else, such as we also have Tesla. Tesla's building some momentum. So what's interesting about Tesla is we've been rejecting off this a white trend line. So look at the white line. We rejected 1, 2, 3 times. And we're going to be watching to see if Tesla ends up touching this or not. If Tesla breaks this resistance here, we're going to be pushing up to about 178. If Tesla rejects again and starts tipping, we have a gap to fall all the way down towards 168. Overall, it's building some momentum, and I see some potential for it to go higher. This is also going to depend on Jerome Powell's speech and the PPI report. On top of all of this, when it comes to Apple stock, it's looking a bit more bullish. We're approaching this resistance at 187. If that breaks, we're going to easily go up to 188. If we end up losing 185.58, we're going to easily dip all the way down to lower levels, such as 184.25. So overall, the chart's looking a bit more bullish. We have this nice 4-hour crossover coming on our PPO. So I would say this has more bullish momentum and potential. So we'll give this some more time to see how things end up moving from here. So that being said, guys, I know a lot of people are interested in GameStop and AMC, so I'll say something very quick about them. The volume is coming in. That's the good thing about them. We're getting some nice volume. I'm going to look for a little retracement. Excuse me. First, we could see GameStop retrace to about 31.37 before it continues higher. But I think that there's going to be a lot of FOMO and more buyers stepping in since volume is looking pretty good. So once this gets mainstream attention, we could easily push into the 40s for GameStop and get closer to 50. I still think it's very possible it goes higher. But the move is likely not going to last forever. It might not be sustainable. So make sure you keep that in the back of your mind. Same thing with AMC. AMC at $6, which is awesome. Good volume is also coming out. It's actually continuing to hold up very well in the after hours as well. But like I said in my earlier video, I'd still be very, very careful with this because, like I said before, you're going to, excuse me, you're going to want to see a nice entry point. So it might retest 5.38 right over here. It's about 5.5, and then it continue higher. If it breaks this high at 6.32, I could see this thing getting very, very close to 7.5 to 8. Right over here, the zone is going to be next 7 to 8 would be our next area to watch for. We could be looking for a big push into those high levels if we do continue to break out. Volume is good, so it's looking pretty good to me, and I think that there is more bullish potential. With that being said, I think that NIO has more potential upside as well alongside the overall market, but it depends on the PPI data, so that's why it's going to be a very big day tomorrow. Technically speaking, I could see NIO go to about 5.66 and 5.8, so we'll see how things go. With that being said, I just want to say I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys soon on the next one tomorrow. Thank you and peace out.